Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the prosecutors and investigators who have worked diligently on the investigation of criminal attempts to interfere in the administration of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. Today, based on information developed by that investigation, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment, charging 19 individuals with violations of Georgia law arising from a criminal conspiracy to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in this state. The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long. Please remember that everyone charged in this bill of indictment is presumed innocent. Specifically, the indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump, Rudolph William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Eastman, Mark Randall Meadows, John Cheeseborough, Jeffrey Clark, Jenna Lynn Ellis, Ray Stallings Smith III, Robert David Cheeley, Michael A. Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Micah Tresher Steele, Stephen Cliffgard Lee, Harrison William Prescott Floyd, Travion C. Cootie, Sydney Catherine Powell, Kathleen Austin Latham, Scott Graham Hall, and Misty Hampton, also known as Emily Misty Hayes.
We have just learned that former President Donald Trump has been indicted by a grand jury in Fulton County, Georgia, related to his efforts to overturn the election results in that state. This investigation relates in part to a phone call that Trump had after the election with the Georgia Secretary of State, in which he urged the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, to find him enough votes that would have allowed him to overtake the winning candidate, Democratic President Joe Biden, in that state's contest.
Is it evening or night? Hello, ma'am. Thank you. Madam? Hungry? Mr. Royals, everything went as it should have in front of the grand jury?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Alexander, you're prepared to take this? I guess I'm delivering it to the clerk. You'll maintain custody of it from here?
Yes, sir.
All right. For you, do you take the certification or does it go with Madam Clerk? All right. Thank you all. Yes, you too. All right, you guys, make way.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis opened the investigation in early 2021. That was shortly after a recording of a phone call between then President Donald Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger was made public. During that phone call, which took place in early January 2021, Trump repeatedly insisted that he had won Georgia in the 2020 presidential election, and he suggested that Raffensperger could help him find the votes needed to overturn his narrow loss in this state.
Look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Willis took the unusual step of requesting a special grand jury. A special grand jury has the power to subpoena documents and witnesses, but it cannot issue indictments. It's really more of an investigative tool. The special grand jury was seated in May of last year, and between June and December, they heard from about 75 witnesses. That included some really high-profile Trump associates like Rudy Giuliani, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, and they also heard from some top state officials like Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and Attorney General Chris Carr. Trump himself was not asked to come testify, and he did not appear before the special grand jury.
This has been an unprecedented year of legal reckonings for former President Donald Trump. He's facing indictments in multiple different jurisdictions that will require him to stand trial even as he campaigns for the White House in 2024. It's going to be a very frenetic schedule in the months ahead, and there's a lot of uncertainty about how he will juggle the responsibilities of being a presidential candidate with the requirements of being present as a criminal defendant.